Hello, this is Commander and welcome to Colony Ship Demo. Let's see our playstyle. Here is the easy mode designed to maximize your chances to win fights and reduce frustration. You wouldn't have to back down or worry about the odds. Instead, you just have a good time and kick some ass like a true hero should. If that's your preference playstyle, then this mode is for you. Underdog is the default difficulty mode integrated into the setting. The world is harsh, dying is easy, and you aren't a hero who can easily kill anyone who stands in your way. You might have to walk away from fights you can't win, make decisions a true hero wouldn't, and master the combat system just to even the odds. It's the best way to experience the game. Then Underdog it is. Oh, great new character. I wish this screen was a bit bigger. Hardly. Oh, I can do that at least. Oops. Okay. Let's see. Speed modifies accuracy with weapons. I want the probably the oh. Yeah, let's see. And intelligence. I want rifle should be targeted. I want armor, I guess. Let's add to that, let's add to rifle and armor and precision. Available points. Oh. Combat. Gifted. 3 stats points. 4 skill points. Party. Defense. Combat. I'm gonna go with the on kill. General. I'm gonna go defense with tough bastard. Start the game. Yeah, so this is our space roller game, I guess. A roleplay game, I mean. It is the year of our Lord, 2754. You will never feel the sun's warmth under the blue sky, never hear the wind in the branches of a tree, and never swim in the ocean, because you had the misfortune to be born on the ship. You have never seen Earth, and you'll never see Proxima Centauri either. Your past and future both sacrificed by some dim and nameless ancestor to the greater good of the mission. Starfire, they called her, a pretty name for retrofitted interplanetary freighter. She had already been 20 years in service when she was rechristened and showing every minute of it. No one is certain if the ship will actually reach its destination, and nobody much cares, since no one alive now will live to see it. Fatalism is the prevailing philosophy of the shipborne. Make the best life you can and consign all your what-ifs and might-have-beens to the void. Answer a few questions to define your character's beliefs and opinion while learning more about the ship. The ship was launched by a neo-Christian conglomerate dedicated to establishing a religious colony on a distant world. The original 50,000 passengers, the so-called first generation, were true believers in the mission. They sacrificed whatever lives they had on Earth and demanded strict obedience to the laws of God on the ship from the children. Unfortunately, the generations that followed lacked the forebears' fervent will to sacrifice. Dissatisfaction led to revolt against the authorities, called the Mutiny, and the mutiny materialized into a civil war. While the mutineers dealt a decisive blow to the old order, they did not eradicate it completely. When the fires died and the smoke finally dissipated, 3 factions emerged from the wreckage of the old order. the protectors of the mission, the brother of a liberator, and the church of the elect, each of them promising their own version of the future. You always thought that rebelling against the ship authority was a mistake. The environment itself is hostile enough to human life, and order is always preferable to chaos. The mutineers did the right thing. Why would the shipborne blindly bow to edicts of the centuries dead ancestors? Thought they would deny it. The mutineers were fulfilling God's will when they toppled on the older order. All shipborne bends to God's will, just as all events proceed according to his plan. Who cares? You got enough problems right now without fighting over history with a bunch of fanatics. Let's see. So the first one seems to be the protection of the mission. Second is liberty. The third must be church of the elect. And then the fourth one is neither. When I get shows like this, I usually go with the fourth one if there is an option. I'm gonna go with, I think it's the Liberty. Yeah. In fact, you would go to say life is change, and to stagnate is to die. The systems by which the shipborne are governed must evolve. Tyrants have always justified their decisions with noble motives, but they all care about this power. That power rightfully belongs to the people. Death to the tyrants. Violence is never the best solution, but is sometimes the only solution. I think that's. I think the last one is what I go to with. The ship suffered extensive damage during the Civil War, but remains operational. The hull was breached in several places, and frantic efforts to avoid a meltdown crippled the main reactor. Radiation increased in places to lethal level, and several areas remain dangerous to this day. When a small percentage of children in the habitat were first born deformed, they were branded mutants and immediately shunned. The young were abandoned, and those whose defects didn't manifest until later were driven out. With the condition of the fusion reactor degrading to dangerous levels, and the number of volunteers for jobs in areas exposed to radiation remaining few. The mutants negotiated a pact with the habitat, granting them protection from harassment and violence in exchange for the maintenance of the engines and other vital ship systems. You always thought that the mutants are an abomination of the sight of God. That doesn't fit us. We should have eliminated the twisted kind when we had the chance. The mutants proved themselves useful by taking care of the reactor, who's better to be exposed to radiation than those already affected by. We all got children, even those with webbed fingers and deformed faces. Are you so beautiful you can shun them? In saving the ship, they saved the world as we know it. That debt can never be repaired, if anything. We need to embrace the possibility of mutations as critical to our survival in a strange new world. A strange fellow human based on genetic differences is wrong. Hopefully our descendants will live in harmony in the future. Ostracizing. Ostracizing. I'm gonna go with 2, I guess. The place you call home is known as the pit, and to some more affectionately as the free city. Calling the towers of the containers rising from the depths of the cargo hold a city is a bit of a stretch, and so is the other half of it. With no kind of law or government, freedom mostly means you're free to kill or be killed. On the plus side, housing is cheap and keeping overhead low is a priority when you have nothing. The real city, a metropolis sprawling across many decks, is called the Habitat. It offers much better living conditions for those who can afford it, but to live there you have to pick a side among the factions vying for control. Nobody in the pit gives a damn about the struggles, but like Earth before it, nothing in this world is free. Just keep in mind you might get more than you're signing up for. As far as you're concerned, true freedom means being free from laws passed down by your supposed betters. Some kind of rules are necessary, or else we descend into anarchy. If freedom means living in interplanetary shipping containers and sleeping with a gun under your pillow, these pit dwellers can keep it. Personal freedom is luxury the shipborn cannot afford. To serve the state is to serve your brother, to serve your sister, or to serve yourself. Why can't people understand? I'm gonna go with 2 again. The ship is en route to Proxima B, an Earth-like planet orbiting Proxima Centauri. After launch, a deep space probe transmitted highly detailed image of the surface, which revealed one minor setback. This very habitable world is already inhabited, since the voyage is estimated to take close to 400 years. It's possible that by that time the ship arrives, the colonists will encounter mature civilization corresponding to Earth's late Middle Ages. If that's the case, what's it back? Tough unanticipated slaves will provide an excellent resource for the colony. We'll make every effort within reason to accommodate the savages, setting aside clearly demarched zone for them to pursue their own lives. We must make every effort to live in harmony with the New World native sons and daughters and learn all we can from them. We'll be guests in this new world, living among the local population and accepting their culture and tradition as our own. I don't know, 3 and 4 sounds more towards a pacifistic route, I guess. Not truly pacifistic though. 1 is definitely a conqueror mindset. 2 is a mild form of the first one, I guess. I wish there was something in between here, but I think I'm gonna go with 2. As inevitable happens in dark and challenging times, some people turn to God for reassurance, the promise of an end to pain and hunger. Our falling an end, no, no, sorry, or failing an end, at least a purpose. The Church of the Elect rejected both the protectors of the mission and the Brotherhood of Liberty as worldly fools, distracted by politics and their own egos, teaching their adherents that they were chosen by God. The Church frames the journey of the ship as centuries-long test of faith. We all face a series of difficulty trials, yes, but with a very definite end. When the ship arrives at her destination, Judgment Day awaits every citizen. The righteous will be welcomed into a promised land of Proxima B, while the unrepellent will be returned to the hell from which we fled, Earth, to suffer from all eternity. The way you see it, religion is the opium of the people. It doesn't matter if God exists, people need to believe in something bigger than themselves. Faith has always been mankind's greatest strength and defining trait. We must preserve it at all cost. Honor he who was reborn, and you too shall be reborn into the new world that awaits. At the end of our long journey come the dawn. I think I'm in between of 1 and 2. I'm gonna say 2 maybe, since yeah, I take 2. The Protectors 1 through is the mission, and the sole way to ensure a successful completion of the mission is to follow the old ways, the ways of the forefathers and founding fathers, are together the beam upon which the ship travels to our ultimate destination. The mutiny, which through the steadfast and timely intervention was thankfully aborted, was the ultimate betrayal of the old ways, of everyone who had come before, the nullification of every sacrifice and every life decision to the mission. Sworn the reign control of the ship, the Protectors will subjugate anyone who threatens the mission. Over the last century, they have managed to expand the enclave somewhat, but the Brotherhood is deeply entrenched. To overcome them with violence would result in a massive loss of lives, unfortunate consequence which itself would endanger the mission. Instead of embracing the future, the Protectors are clinging to the long-gone past. They are a problem, not the solution. The Protectors should be more flexible if they want to attract more people to the cause. The Protectors are right about one thing. The mission is more important than our petty struggles. If it fails, then all this sacrifice was for nothing. Born and raised on old Earth, The founding fathers were wiser than any shipborn, so how can we question the path they have laid out of us? To stay on this path we must stand with the protectors. I'm gonna go with 2 again. My character is very number 2. The Brotherhood was formed to liberate the people from the shackles of the ship authority. The first sally, which the fossils of the old world called mutiny, did not completely achieve this aim. However, the Brotherhood was successful in establishing themselves as significant power in the new order. Unfortunately, the Brotherhood's subsequent attempts to complete the emancipation of the enslaved where they may be ran into unexpected obstacle. Not only did the people refuse to cooperate in this noble mission, they often violently resisted, and sometimes even chose the protectors of the church over their own best interest. The war goes on, but will be fought on different battlefields and with different tactics. A non-military campaign to win over the people through reason and deceit, weakening the enemy from within, is the central pillar of this new strategy. To survive we must involve the Brotherhood is merely an agent of change that drives this evolution. He who fights monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster. The Brotherhood did end the tyranny of the ship authority, giving us a choice in how to live our lives. They shouldn't try to take this choice away now. The best slave is the one who thinks he's free. They will thank the Brotherhood later for liberating them. I'll go with 3. Your beliefs and opinion may change and evolve over the course of the game as you interact with factions, groups and various individuals. Keep in mind that action speaks much louder than words, and that saying one thing and doing another won't fool people for long. Begin your adventure. Okay. So under 30 minutes to create our character and going through all that is alright, I guess. The pit. Ever since you were a kid, this was your home. A sprawling heap of vacant cargo containers, slowly getting filled up with those who couldn't afford to stay in the habitat, or needed to get away from its bosses and factions. Out here, folks have lived free and died fast. With those who survived earning the keep by either diving into the wreckage of mission control and bringing back valuable relics of the past, or figuring out a way to make money off the fools who do the diving. From the day it sprang up like a patch of mold on this rich substrate, the pit has been overshadowed by Jonas Redford, the Kaji son of a I see what you. Who planted its first spike, the de facto mayor of a town with no government Jonas holds court in the promised land, the pit's only brothel and the base of operation for his network of thugs and wars. But as the pit has grown, Jonas' seat in the top has gotten shakier. When the Brotherhood of Freedom threatened to annex the town, concerned citizens banded together and hired the Regulators, a mercenary gang led by Jeremiah Braxton, to keep the Brotherhood out. But now, as Braxton gunmen swagger under the neon lights, some folks have started wondering whether it's time for the pit to get a little law and order, and whether Braxton might be the right man to wear a sheriff's star. You open your eyes to a grey hall metal ceiling, one panel of which flickers yellow, indicating day shifts. You overslept, not that it matters. With a grunt, you roll off your stained mattress and open the window to let some fresh air in. Like everything else around here, fresh is relative. The ship does its best to recycle air and water, but cargo holds aren't high on her priority list. You breathe in metal and burning oil and look up, for the bridge 6 reactors are still operational. Shining dully down on the containers towers of cargo hold 3, better known as the pit, the free city. Calling the pit city is a bit of a stretch, but so is calling this reddish-brown liquid water. You read the water is supposed to be clear, and cities are supposed to be big, but no shipborne has ever seen either. Maybe in another 100 years water will look and taste like oil, and people will be talking about the good old days when it was the color of rust and tasted refreshingly bitter and tangy. That's the kind of optimism that keeps you going. The elevator crawls up a groove on the cargo hold's wall like a black steel bug that's worn a path traveling the bridge and back. It's time to get up there and earn a few credits, but first you need a drink. For the last few years you've been doing odd jobs for Tanner, a local hustler with a nose for making money. He's never tried to screw you over, which is pretty close to being virtuous in this town. Still, there is first time for everything. Whiskey Jack is added to the map. Meet Tanner in a nearby bar called Whiskey Jack. Don't forget your gun, you never know what it might come in handy. A raspberry pipe pistol, a crude bolt action pipe rifle, a makeshift shotgun, a shoddy a bolt action pipe gun. A backup weapon perhaps, if you run out of bullets. Camp knife, utility bar. We take a camp knife. Loot. Okay. How do I equip? Yeah, I understand. So let's see. Jacket. Interesting gun. World War One helmet. Protecting sleeves. I guess there goes there. Yeah. Look like an old fella. Oh, very odd fellow. Okay. Oh. Savia. Another day, huh? Here I am, says Savia, right, raising a cup of the black blend of chemicals that has passed for coffee aboard the ship for at least a generation. Looks like it. Any big plans? Skål walk away. I got a job on diving crew, says Savia, taking another sip. They lost 2 men last week, so they hired me on the spot. Must be my lucky day. Which crew? Sullivan's, down in mission control. It's like a maze. Down there, sealed doors, corridor, entire decks. They cut the power to kill the auto defenses, which didn't make things easier. Now there's a demand for divers who can open doors the old-fashioned way. Sounds useful. Can you show me the basics? Sure, if you pay me for my time, let's say 200 credits, trust me, you'll make your money back in no time. Fine, let's do it. Select a person to receive training. Yourself. I can show you the basics the rest is up to you. See this lock over here? Xavier shares some insight into ancient art of lockpicking. Leave. I mean, I'm gonna try to go with the lone wolf thingy. That's why I did the rifling. I'm done, Charlie. I'm done with this fucking town, says Charlie. His eyes empty and lifeless. 2 years I've been here, and what do I have to show for it? Nothing. What have you gone? What are you gonna do? Go back to the habitat? Guess so, not Charlie. It doesn't seem so bad now. The habitat don't know what I was thinking. Take care, Charlie. Oh, there is people. Guess I can't use ladders. Oh, those are just NPCs or non talkable NPCs. Same with that guy. Here's the bar. Talk to Jack. What can I get you? The bartender spotted you looking over the assortment of unlabeled plastic galleon jugs, each with its own unappealing liquid in some shade of brown. We all got gut warmer, rat poison, high voltage firewater, and absolution. Special on the rat potion right now. Every third round is free for as long as you are able to drink it. Rat poison it is then. The ship provides the basics of human survival. Recycled air, recycled water, and end tabs. Recycled nutrients and minerals pressed into chewable tablets. They taste like cardboard, but they are free. Those who desire the finer things in life, like synthetic meat with a side of algae, have to pay. Because their forefathers disapproved of drink, the ship was never configured to provide alcohol. But the law of supply and demand supersedes the dictators of religion, and everyone favorites the ways is widely available. Each bar has its own secret recipe. The wise drinker prefer to leave it a secret. The bartender gives you a nod and as he seats a beaten alloy mug on the bar and fills it with a black, oily liquid. You take a careful first sip, fighting your body instinctive direction of poison, and wait for the familiar warmth to spread through you. After a few moments, the world is slightly better place. Any work around here? Well, since you asked, there's this fellow owes money to just about everyone in the area. The name is Jedi Walker, but he just goes by Jed. Balance own is 1,200 credits, including interest. If you manage to collect, you will get 250. How does that sound to you? Jed Walker, the name sounds familiar. I can tell you he runs his mouth faster than he runs up the tab. And that's saying something. Jed claims to have traveled the ship from stem to stern and made deals with every type of merchant. Fanatic and scav known to the void have such a worldwide entrepreneur and ended up living in the rusted out container furnished with discarded packing material is a mystery to me. But I just serve a liquor. Never claimed to be one of the big brains around here. Where can I find him? Ask around in Camptown, start with the local bars. Steal. 4 pickpockets. I got a job for you, Hiram, says Tanner, gesturing for a drink. Interested? What kind of job? An easy one. Tanner pulls a plastic rectangle from compartment inside his sleeve and slides it towards you. The card is old and worn, the color has long faded, but the race print on the front is still as clear as the day was stamped. A2, that's armory level 2, the holy grail of every scavenger on the ship. During the mutiny, the rebels looted every depot on the first level, but the automated defenses on the second stopped them dead. Literally. Those same turrets have dissuaded every scavenger since. Is it real? Is it real? Repeats Turner, miming and look of disbelief. Son, if you don't have the stones for it, just say so. Don't insult me. Every scav worth his salt has been searching for this card for decades, but you're the one who found it. I have my ways, Turner smiles, reveals stained, uneven teeth. You see, I wasn't looking for a long lost access card, since I'm not a fool. I was looking for technical officer Ulysses Colton. Tony poses. So, can you show your admiration for his savvy? Let me guess, he had the card and you alone figured it out? Not quite, says Tony. I alone figured out how to find a man who changed his identity and died in obscurity nearly 100 years ago. I have a feeling you're dying to tell me. Tanner pulls a battering energy pistol from his belt bag and passes it to you. This is his sidearm. He changed his name, but he couldn't change the serial number on his gun. Once I found the serial number, the rest was easy. His granddaughter sold the pistol 20 years ago. Are you sure the card still works? Only one way to find out, Tanner grins in an unwavering way. Go see for yourself. When you come back, we'll have a proper conversation. Alright, so here's the big questions. Why me? Yeah, why me? Good questions. That was a joke questions in David Eddings' books. Let's just say. People who have read them knows. People who haven't read them, I suggest you do. Tanner is silent for a moment, as if deciding how honest he should be. I can't do it alone, and I don't trust anyone else. Keep the pistol. Consider it an investment into our enterprise. It's not gonna be an easy trip to take your time to get ready, you hear me? I'd feel safe if I had someone to watch my back. Yep. Take Evans. I saw him at Abe's store earlier today. The dumb bastard almost shot me. Sounds like the right man for the job. I mean, if you're gonna go to a place with heavy defenses guarding a locked door, then I guess we need another man. Even though we are the lone wolfer. Even a lone wolfer isn't a dumb guy. Bank possible gunsmith. Church of the Elect. Where were Evans? Abe's store is added on your map. I don't want to travel. Okay, well, travel. Honest Abe's. Oops. Being a gunfighter is quick and easy way to make a living in the pit. All it takes is a gun and some guts. It's also a quick and easy way to wind up dead. But the kind of men drawn to the gun always think they're going to live forever. Evans learned the realities of his new trade the hard way. The first time Evans got lucky and killed his man as he fumbled his draw. Riding high, Evans called out an old hand who put 3 bullets in his chest and left him for dead. Lucky for Evans, a stranger patched him up and he survived, but today he looks like a man whose luck has just about run out. Here on us, Evans, what brings you to these parts? He asked, his bolt-action rifle still pointing your way. I have a job for you. A job. Evans pretends to think about it for a moment. Truth to be told, I got a job for you, too. All you gotta do is stick around and watch my back while I deal with these thugs. You do that for me and I do whatever you need. No questions asked, deal? What thugs? Jonas sent some gun thugs to harass Abe. He nods at the storekeep. Abe here went to the regulators, but Braxton said he can't spare any men. You and I both know the bastard doesn't wanna get involved, so Abe hired me to watch the store. But the son of a bitch didn't say a word about Jonas until I agreed. I'm no coward, but I don't want to go against Jonas alone. He runs his town, for Christ's sake. What does Jonas want from Abe? Money, what else? His thugs had everyone who does business in the pit has to pay taxes or pack up and go. I told Abe he shouldn't pay, but he doesn't wanna listen to reason. If he wants to die, that's his business, but no, I'm gonna go down with him. Why did Abe go to regulators? Beats me. We all agreed to hire the regulators when the Brotherhood started eyeing the pit and getting IDs. Only reasons they're still around, now that the Brotherhood's backed off, is to make sure they don't come back at any rate. The job is to show that we have some muscles, even if it's a hired muscle, not sort out of local trouble. Okay, wait to see what transpires. The gun thugs showed up around noon. A man in his 40s who moves with slow confidence, and a brash young man eager to get himself killed. You got Jonas' money? Demanded the kid, talking tough. The older man stays quiet, keeping his eyes on you and Evans. What money? You're deaf? Asked the kid, spitting on the floor. Jonas' money. He owns the pit, so it's about time you fucking freeloaders started paying your fair share. It doesn't have to go this way. And which way is that? Asked the older man softly. You can see he's been counting heads and running outs, while the kid's been talking. You're leaving the store in a body bag. Might not be me, says the older man, smiling. It's not a good smile. Are you willing to bet your life on it? On what might or might not happen? That's one hell of a gamble, friend. You're saying we leave empty-handed, scoffs the older man. You have a feeling he wants a way out, apparently. The kids get the same impression. What you're talking about? Asked the kid. It's 2 against 2. Hell, I could kill both of them myself. It's 3 against 2. Abe's lousy shot, but he can't miss at his range. Not with that hand cannot he's carrying. And then what? Collecting tax is one thing, killing folks over is another. And I cross that line and you'll end up dead sooner than you think. Success. Have it your way, the older man says. Thoroughly, we're going. The kid tries to protest, but for all his talk, his only thing he shoots is a black look. Wait for them to leave. The door hears a shot behind the gun thugs and Evans breathes a sigh of relief. Then gunfire erupts outside. Go take a look. What do we do now? Asked Evans, visibly shaken. We have to see it through, I suppose. It's your call, says Evans. I reckon I'll stick with you until this thing blows over. Welcome aboard. Rumor has it that Captain Braxton once served a higher power, that in the days before his crisis of faith, he was known as a faithful gunner, Jeremiah Braxton, among the Church of the Elect. There is plenty of talk about why he left, but as is often the case, no story is more compelling than the others. Backed up by a few like-minded men and picking up more recruits along the way, Braxton left the church and wound up in the pit, where good fighting men are always in high demand. Around the same time, the Brotherhood has started nosing around, eager to establish a foothold here. Braxton has regulators offered the good people of the pit the services. After much debate, they were hired to drive the Brotherhood's men out, which has accomplished with brutal efficiency. You see Braxton and two of his men standing next to the bodies of the gun thugs. "Thank God you are alive," says Braxton, holstering his gun. "When I saw them leaving the store, I assumed the worst." "What happened here?" "What does it look like? They opened fire, we returned it." "They weren't eager to draw on me, yet you expect me to believe they started shooting at you and your boys not a minute later?" "I paid them to start a fight at Abe's store, not to run away the first chance they got," Braxton says nonchalant. None of that changes the fact that the pit can use a makeover. The problem is Jonas doesn't really run the town. He keeps Main Street nice and clean, but doesn't give a damn about the growing camp town around it. Or maybe he just doesn't know what to do about it. Either way, he'd lose control soon enough, and then what? Chaos. Gangs fighting for control. I can't say I like your methods, but I do. But you do have a point there. So you're the hero we deserve. If it wasn't for me, the pit would be a Brotherhood boot camp right now, and if I'm gone, well... Why me? Who else? Braxton asked loudly, making sure that everyone can hear him. You didn't look the other way when Jonas' thugs threatened Abe. You saved him because it was the right thing to do. Now I'm asking you to help us save this town. I barely know Jonas, and I don't know you at all. It's not about me, and it's not about Jonas. Braxton says quickly, it's about this town. I think it's sinking into anarchy. And what we've just witnessed here is about a taste of what's coming, unless we put a stop to it right now. But you hired the thugs, though, did you not? Well, I say we should not make an enemy of Braxton, so let's go with it for now. Then talk to Jonas. Put him on notice in front of everyone. Let them all hear what you have to say. Why? Won't he know that we're coming? We're only going to stab him in the back, Braxton says firmly. A man deserved the right to defend themselves. What are you gonna do? Asked Evans. I haven't decided yet. What's your take on it? What's that saying? Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So there's that. But sometimes I wonder whether that devil gonna let it all go to hell. Jonas did build this town, but that's as far as he's going to take it. He did a good job keeping everyone on the past behavior at first, back when the pit was more of a camp. But the bigger the town got, the more lawless it became. And Braxton, his men do a good job patrolling the decks around the town. But I'm not sure I'd want to see them patrolling the pit and telling folks what to do. If Braxton ends up on top, who knows how far he'd take that law and order thing. Although probably not as far as the Brotherhood, so there's that. Right. Not much of a future standing outside a dry goods store, waiting to get shot at. You see a brighter future down this path? I hired on the Abe for the same reason you did odd jobs for Tanner. It's the only work and nobody with a gun can get in these parts. But now we got a chance to make a name for ourselves out here. If I'm gonna die, at least I'm reaching for something. Life is a gamble, sure, but now I got a stake, something to gain. Okay, what's your future to gain? I'm gonna hire on with one of the big outfits, even replies. Not as the point man they put out front to soak up the first assault. I'm gonna be a sergeant. Or maybe even a captain, just gonna put the work in is all. What do you think about this ship? What's there to think of, shrugs Evans. I hope the ship is still on course, otherwise this whole thing is cosmic scale fool's errand. Maybe one day our descendants will walk on an open sky and breathe fresh air, but we're doomed to live out our lives here. All because our shit for brains, our ancestors thought leaving Earth was gonna solve all their problems. Why do you say that? According to the founding fathers, Earth was an overcrowded hellhole, and they were forced to flee, but take a look around, Evans gestured broadly at the ship. What was it worse than this? Maybe. Never underestimate the ability to create hell on old Earth and even the new one. Yeah. Now that depressing, says Evans, looking away. The armory. We go to armory. With row after row of gutted depots, the armory stretches before you as a shell of what it once was. The mutineers hit it fast and hard, overrunning the surprise security forces and stripping it of supplies. Weapons and armor meant for the future colony flooded the ship, turning the mutiny into a full-fledged war. The ship authority held its own in the end, keeping the control of the lower decks, but at a greater cost that went far beyond the armory lost supplies. Stay alert, says Evans, glancing around nervously. Too many people have disappeared here lately. Figured as much when the Tanner handed me that keycard. He wouldn't have parted with it if he could make the trip himself. You think the key is real? Asked Evans. Tanner thinks it's real, and he knows these things better than I do. Either way, he will know soon enough. Lead the way, explore the armor. Oh, by the way, I had a it's a damage in it. Camp knife. 79. 6. Yeah, we do it like that. 11 to 14. 11 to 14. It's a assault rifle. A dust-covered control panel. Few remaining lights indicate that it's still clinging to life. It will take more than a miracle to make it fully operational once again. Check the monitor. Not surprisingly, it doesn't respond. Electronics 2. I'm electronics 1. Maybe I can switch to events. I don't know what's. I also electronics 1. I think. That you are. Yeah. Okay then. Several devil frogs are tearing strips of flesh from a long dead corpse. Judging from the hole in his chest, it was a shotgun blast that did him in. Not the frogs. A few years ago you'd never see frogs outside of hydroponics, but the fungi must have driven them out. And now the mutant bastards skulk about everywhere they can find rotting garbage, sometimes of the human sort. Luckily, they rarely attack the living, so if you leave them alone, they'll do the same. Unluckily, they squatting between you and the dead man's pockets, and they are not likely to move without a fight. Sneak past them. Sneak. Electronics. You must have spooked the frogs. They quickly crawled into a hole, dragging what's left of the corpse with them. Move on. Now I can do something. You picked the lock. Oh. Here, Evans, you can have the old helmet. Utility bar. What's this? Okay. Key card. Ammo. Two looters are going through the crates to distract them to notice you are approaching. It won't be hard to make it to a nearby elevator. Sneak to the elevator. Oh. Should we? Nice. You get into the elevator before the looters realize what's happening. You doubt they'll still be here when you come back. Press L2. You spot an old crate buried on the heavy containers. Judging by the glow, the electromagnetic clock is still engaged. Try to push them aside. Failure, you only add more. Ah. Biggest squad. Your destination lies ahead. A triply reinforced door flanked by twin autocannons drawing on a seemingly inaccessible power supply. No one made it past during the mutiny, and no one made it past since. Like the proverbial flaming sword outside of Eden, it sights as a guardian, a symbol of ancient strength, and a promise of marvels beyond. Unfortunately, someone set up a camp here. Either fellow scavs or thugs lying in wait for tourists like you. Sneak. Oh. There are plenty. I thought I could. No. Damn, I did a mistake. What? How do I fire? Oh no, I don't have action points. Damn. Ah, god damn it. I made a mistake, big mistake. Oh, god damn it. No, not retry. Ah, damn it. Well, I did a mistake there. The problem I got is um, you move around with the right mouse click and you do some actions with the left mouse click, and then some stuff you do still with the right click. It's, to me it's a bit confusing. I want to have one mouse click for I move to a location and I interact with things. It should be the same mouse click for me. Either way, it is a very interesting game. I found joy in its very heavy story. Now I got a taste of its combat system. And I have played XCOM, so I am somewhat familiar with combat systems like this. It's more the controls that changes between each game. But overall I think it's a promising game, I would say. I forgot to look up if the game is out already or whatnot. I just found this demo and I thought I should try it. So I hope you liked it, and I see you the next time. Bye!